Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. I'm Brian Moritz. Today I get to walk you around a really cool used Super C. This is a 2019 Dynamax DynaQuest XL 37RB. So used 2019 Super C. It's kind of a really cool Super C for those of you who want a little bit bigger horsepower without necessarily going to a 45 footer. Little bigger horsepower, shorter wheelbase for better maneuverability, still get some good towing capacity out of it, that kind of thing. So before we go inside or walk around it, let's just talk about the outside features. We'll start with two Carefree awnings, and those are power extend, power retract with wind sensors, so if they start bouncing up and down too much, they'll just go ahead and retract themselves to help prevent damage. Up on the roof, we do have 200 watts of solar installed from the factory. And then there's also a Winegard RTT20B, which is the in-motion satellite capable of DirecTV or Dish Network, just depending on what your preference is. Now, as we come up to the coach itself, this is a full body paint scheme. There are no stickers or decals that are going to crack and fade over time. Now, with the DynaQuest XL, you also get standard dual pane tinted windows all the way around the coach, just for better insulation to keep the heat out or the heat in, cold out or cold in, just depending on what you need. In the sidewall, we've got a 32-inch Samsung HD TV with a little bit of a sound system here. So this head unit is capable of AM, FM, Bluetooth. So you could have music on the outside of the coach if you wanted to. In this front storage compartment, literally nothing but storage. Nice and big. One really cool thing about the DynaQuest is we actually have pass-through storage on the top side of these storage compartments. Not all of them, but a couple of them. Moving back, more storage, another pass-through on the top for your fishing poles, tables, anything that's a little bit longer, there's space up on top to get it into. Next compartment, we've got our 100-gallon freshwater tank. Moving back, more storage, more pass-through up top. And then the AquaHot 450D. So this is going to be a hydronic heat system for your heat as well as hot water. Going to burn diesel fuel or use electricity, just depending on what you have available. No propane on this coach. It is all electric. We'll get to that in just a little bit. And then more storage, more pass-through up at the top. Coming around to the back, obviously full fiberglass rear cap, LED marker lights, tail lights, and reverse lights. Full HD backup camera up top. That is a full color camera, just to give you some guidance while you're backing up into your parking spot or backing up to the trailer. That one is pointed down. We can adjust it up and down a little bit as needed. Down below, we've got a 3-inch receiver. That 3-inch receiver is going to support a 20,000-pound trailer. 3-inch receiver, we got a 3/4-inch pinhole to the right of it, to the side of it. 7-pin connector for your trailer brakes and trailer lights. And then a 4-pin connector if you're just doing like a towed vehicle and just need the light capability. Now, if you needed to, if you're pulling a big stacker with air brakes, that kind of thing, we could absolutely plumb this to have air brakes or air lines ready to hook onto that stacker trailer. Here at Transwest, on the opposite side of the RV, on the opposite side of the RV building, we have a full-fledged Freightliner dealership capable of doing just about anything we wanted to on these Freightliner chassis. Starting in the back on the driver's side, more storage. The other side of our pass-through compartment there, you can see the daylight. And then our water bay. So we already saw our freshwater tank being 100 gallons. Now our gray tank and our black tank are both 52 gallons. So 100 fresh, 52 gray, 52 black. Now over on the left side, we've got a power hose reel. So it is a power extend or manual extend, power retract, push button. Then we've also got a macerator pump to pump out the gray and black tank rather than having to gravity dump it. Now Dynamax does an awesome job of giving you a backup, which is just a standard gravity dump, just in case for some reason that pump ever stopped working. Whole house water filter screws in right here. We take them off when we winterize them to prevent damage. Over to the right side, we've got a hot and cold exterior shower, black tank flush, light switches, and then right here we've got a precision plex panel just so that we can see what our tank levels are while we're out here filling up the water tanks, dumping our gray and black, that kind of thing. Moving forward, owning 8,000 watt quiet diesel generator that is going to pull directly off of our 100-gallon fuel tank. Now, being that this is a used coach, this generator has 434 hours on it. Here at Transwest, we are an own dealer. We do all of the services that are necessary on these generators prior to them leaving. And then just forward of the generator, we can see our hydraulic pump for our hydraulic jacks, the 4-point leveling system that is underneath this coach. These next two bays are just going to be batteries. We've got 5 AGM house batteries and then 2 12-volt chassis batteries. Now those 2 12-volt chassis batteries, their sole job is just to start the engine. And then last but not least, in the very front of this coach, we've got our electronics compartment. Not a lot to see in here. We've got inverter controls as well as our actual Magnum 2800 watt inverter, which is going to take our 12 volt power from our batteries, turn it into 110 volts so that we can use our appliances, the refrigerator, the outlets, charge your phone, plug in the laptop, any of that stuff. You just turn the inverter on to make those outlets live. Now on this DynaQuest XL, we're built on a Freightliner M2112 chassis. So a little bit bigger, still has a 33,000 pound GVWR and a 53,000 pound GCWR. So 33,000 pounds as it sits, 53,000 pounds with a trailer. What's really cool about this DynaQuest XL is we've got the Cummins ISL 8.9 liter, same one you see in most your Super Cs, but this one is rated for 450 horsepower and produces 1,250 foot-pounds of torque. On the back side of that ISL, we've got an Allison 3200 TRV transmission, which is a 6-speed automatic. Now, some of the benefits of Super Cs, obviously we've got some frame rail. Up front here, we've got an engine. So if you were in a front-end collision, you have something to brace that, unlike your Class A's where really you have a little bit of a windshield. So other thing that's nice about them, all of our maintenance items are easily accessible. So we've got our power steering fluid, fuel water separator, air dryer, oil dipstick. Everything that you need to get to is fairly accessible. If you know what you're doing, you can work on this engine with no problem. While we're standing right here, the stock number to this unit is 5U211746. Again, 2019 DynaQuest XL37RB. Go ahead and close this. Notice Freightliner does put gas prop assisted hoods on here, so that you don't have to worry about holding on to it. You actually kind of have to push to get them closed. So another thing that I really like about this DynaQuest XL is the wheelbase on it is only 286 inches. So it's a bit shorter wheelbase versus some of the others that have 309s, things like that. Now, what that does for you is it makes it more maneuverable. Campsites aren't known for being really big and wide open. Some of them are very tight. So the more maneuverable a coach, the more places you can go. This coach is 41 feet 3 inches tip to tip. So it's not excessively long, but you get the bigger horsepower, the shorter wheelbase, and still a 20,000 pound towing capacity. Really just a cool configuration for a Super C. We can head inside now. Notice we do have a 3-step power step to help us get in here nice and easily. So because of how Forest River does their, or Dynamax does their safety features, we're going to start in the cab today. So first things first, use 2019. Slowly but surely let it go through its self-test. This coach has 18,572 miles on it. Now, here at Transwest, prior to sending any used coach out, we do a chassis PDI. We'll go through everything, knock out any services that we see required. Any recalls on this Freightliner or Cummins, we are absolutely capable of doing. So starting over here on the left side of the steering wheel, we've got our cruise control. So the top switch is our master on and off. One down is our set, resume. Set is down, resume is up, accelerate up, coast down. Headlights, or on a foggy day, just marker lights down below. And then a switch to increase or decrease the intensity of our dash lights. Coming over here, we've got just an interruption switch. If your trucker's passing you or something, you just want to flash them to say, hey, you're clear. Just hit that, it'll flash your lights at them. Rear locking differential. Push a button, it locks into place. That's beneficial to you in a slippery situation. It's not something you want to use all the time. But if you're driving on a road and you're getting snow or mud or whatever, you can lock that differential in. It'll make those 4 rear tires turn the same speed, give you better traction. Touchpad for our Allison 6-speed automatic transmission. Prodigy trailer brake, all hooked up, ready to go, pre-wired or wired to that 7-pin connector in the back. Power windows for both the driver and passenger side, as well as power locks. Mirror heat switch for those cold and foggy days to keep your mirrors nice and clean. Tire pressure monitoring just as a nice backup system. You always want to check them before you leave, but if you have an issue while you're going down the road, you want to know about it. Regeneration switch to dump that DPF filter if you're just sitting at idle. And then this is a very important switch. That one is going to dump the air out of the rear airbags to lower the rear end of this coach down to help with leveling. Next to that, engine brake. This is a 2-stage engine brake. We've got up for high, down for low. Option switch, if you wanted to add light bars, anything like that, you could wire it right there. It's just a dead switch right now. Battery boost. If your engine batteries died, your chassis batteries died, we could pull power off of the house batteries to help start that engine. And then 2 USBs and 1 12-volt power outlet. And then all of your cameras, we have rear view, side view. So if I turn on my left blinker, it's going to show the left side. Right blinker is the same. And we'll see if it'll let me put it in reverse. Not going to let me put it in reverse without starting it. But if I put it in reverse, we will get that full color rear view camera. There you go. Like I said, this one's pointed down a little bit more at the hitch, but we can adjust that a little bit as needed. Turn that off and put it back in accessory mode. And then up top here, we do have a Cobra CB radio for those of you who would like to use that. And then the most important thing with any Super C is we do have your pull string for your 2 air horns that are mounted on the roof. So up above the cab here, we'll just talk about it while we're up front. We've got storage all the way across. Just a couple cabinets to put all your loose odds and ends. And then one more over here. Now this is going to contain our DVD player for our living room TV. Now, this coach right now is completely closed up. I have all the slides closed. It is a triple slide model. Get all these lights on really quick. So with these slides completely closed up, I can still access our 2-burner true induction cooktop. The refrigerator can easily get in here. Open the freezer drawer, and then probably most importantly, I can still walk into this half bathroom with very little obstruction. So we'll go ahead and get these slides opened up now. Finger slipped off the button. So one of these safety lockouts, and the reason we started with the cab first today, is that the ignition has to be on in order to put these slides out. The reason that they do that is so that you run the engine and the alternator provides additional power to the batteries while you're extending these slides. These slide motors do tend to draw quite a bit of power, so having an extra power input really helps them operate smoothly. Then last one is the bedroom. And there we go. We are completely opened up now. So really nice big floor space throughout this entire coach. Having two slides on this side kind of mimics the full wall slide feel, just to give you just a nice open hallway all the way through the coach. So we'll start with the kitchen. We've got a Sharp convection oven / microwave. Up above that, lots of kitchen cabinetry. I will say that out of all the Super Cs, this is probably the most impressive storage situation that I've ever seen inside of this DynaQuest. Not that the other ones are bad, but I just really like how big and open all our cabinets are. Down below, 2-burner true induction cooktop, as well as a 2-bowl undermount sink below the solid surface countertop. Dynamax does some cool things, like this little inlaid light strip inside of your countertop. Nice kind of high-end feature. In the back, we've got all of our electronics for the house side of this motorhome. So one of them, or these fuses are going to be for all our 12-volt appliances, and then down below, circuit breakers for all of our 110 stuff. So that's going to be our air conditioning, refrigerator, microwave, all of your outlets, bank of 3 drawers, silverware, serving spoons, that kind of stuff, and then really big cabinets all right here in the kitchen. One more down below the sink. Moving over to the driver's side, more storage here. I would say this will probably double as kitchen storage, just because you can never have enough kitchen storage in a motorhome. Down below that storage, we've got the 2 theater seats with seat belts installed. So nice and comfy. They do recline quite a ways back. Cup holder in between each one of them, as well as storage. Now these little tables right here, just little tray tables, pop right in. Just so if you want to have a drink or, eat some food, whatever, you have a place to store that. Moving back, we've got the very big booth dinette. Plenty of room here for 4 people to enjoy a meal, play a game of cards, whatever you're doing. Going back to the kitchen for just a second, we've got a 22 cubic foot Frigidaire refrigerator. One of the biggest fridges that is capable of going inside of an RV. Down below, freezer on a drawer, couple different racks in there for additional storage. And then to the side of that, we've got the pantry with roll-out shelves. And then up top, just a nice big deep shelf. Could definitely add more there if you wanted to. Opposite of the pantry, just a couple small cabinets. Dynamax really did a good job at putting storage where they could. And then moving back into the hallway, one of my favorite things about this coach, we've got a washer and dryer. So this is your dryer, and this is your washer. So instead of doing your stacked washer and dryer like we normally see in motorhomes, they did side by side, and all it did was give you a huge hanging storage all the way across this cabinet. Lights inside of there. Just to get it from this angle one more time. Really great hanging storage there. Now, this is a bath and a half model, so up in the front here in the hallway, we do have our half bath. I'm just going to open all these cabinets and have him pan around. More cabinets than I would know what to do with for a half bathroom. Plenty of room for extra toiletries, maybe some cleaning supplies. Huge medicine cabinet. And then get that last one. And then down below we do have the Tecma electric flush porcelain toilet that is going to be a macerating toilet. So you've got a macerating toilet as well as a macerator pump. Will keep your black tank nice and clean. The biggest thing with keeping black tanks clean is your sensors don't get gummed up, and then they keep reading accurate for a longer period of time. Coming into the bedroom, tons and tons of wardrobe. So lots of drawers. Plenty for 2 or 3 people. All of them are soft closing, so you don't have to worry about slamming them. And then 2 big hanging wardrobes. In between those 2 hanging wardrobes, well, on those hanging wardrobes, we do have dual mirrors. So if you're getting ready, you have a way to look at yourself, make sure you're looking pretty before you're going out. In between those 2, 32-inch Samsung HD TV. Like I said, Dynamax did a great job at using every little bit of space available. So back behind there, we have more storage. Another big drawer down below. And then in this little space, we've got our Samsung DVD player as well as our Bose soundbar. So we actually have a little bit better sound quality than what the TV would normally give us. This is also the space where we would put a receiver for that Winegard RTT20B that is on the roof. Opposite of the TV and everything, we've got a 72x80 king bed, a full-size residential king with windows on both sides as well as the back. All 3 of those windows do open. So if you wanted some air while you're sleeping at night, open those windows up. You got great cross ventilation all the way across the bed. Now both sides of the bed are equipped with some nightstands, as well as 2 110 volt outlets and 2 12 volt USBs. So if you're out boondocking, you can use those 12 volt USBs, charge your phone, iPod, whatever. If you're plugged in or running that inverter, you can use those 110 volt outlets to charge whatever. I mean, CPAPs, all that stuff. You just have to have that inverter on to make those 110 volt outlets work. Coming back into the main bathroom, this is an absolutely huge bathroom. Another Tecma porcelain toilet, electric macerating toilet. 36-inch radius shower with a glass enclosure. Lots of room in there. And then, just next to the shower, an absolutely huge linen closet or extra toiletries, cleaning supplies. You're always going to fill up your storage, I promise. More storage up above the toilet. And then you've got the dual vanity. So dual undermount sinks below this solid surface countertop. Dual medicine cabinets. One more over here to the side just for bonus. And then 3 smaller drawers coming down on the back side with 2 cabinets underneath the sink. Now, one thing I didn't mention when we were outside about the roof of this RV, we've got 2 15,000 BTU air conditionings with heat pumps in them. So a little bit better cooling situation than you see on some Class Cs. Sometimes you'll see a 40-footer with 1 air conditioning. It's just not enough to keep up. But these air conditionings are ducted throughout the ceiling, as well as they have the mass cool down function where you can open these 2 sliders and it's just a massive air dump to get this thing cooled down rapidly. Once you have it cooled down, close them and you'll get more of a steady airstream and it'll quiet it up a little bit. And I think that's pretty much going to wrap up my walkthrough of this 2019 DynaQuest XL37RB. If you have any questions about this Super C or any Super C for that matter, please feel free to give me a call. Again, my name is Brian Moritz with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. My phone number is 303 482-6375. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.